Okay, so I am an immigrant in the US who used to feel unresponsible because of procrastination. And this thing, it was a pain for me. I tried some temporary fixes like to-do lists, listen to gurus on YouTube and fake motivation, but it keeps coming back no matter what I tried. So I found an antidote. And it's not just some pain relief fixes, it works. And it's not, setting timers, promotable thing, 25-minute rule. And it's not cutting the task into small pieces. And it's not the 5 second rule. So everybody is telling you to do all these tricks that never work, but they never tell you this part simply because they don't know it. And what it is the reason why you still have procrastination problem is because you still think that procrastination is a problem. It's I promise you, procrastination is not the problem. Bro, like I wish I knew this a long time ago, man. Procrastination is not the problem. Procrastination is the symptom of a problem. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to kill this thing. So you can start the business now. So you can make the cold calls now. So you can start the Shopify now. Take or buy that trading course now. Start posting now today. So bear with me for a while. You're gonna feel excited that I changed your life today. So let's go. Procrastination is never the reason why you can't force yourself to do a task. Procrastination is just a symptom. And the symptom procrastination comes from is anxiety, like the feeling of anxiety. So to understand this, you have to understand that people, like human beings, do things, take action for one reason only. I know you've heard people say that, like a bunch of crap, like ultimately people do things for one reason only, and this is because we feel like it. All right. When you go to the gym, you go because you feel like going more than staying in bad shape. When you open Netflix and watch a movie, you watch the movie because you feel like watching it more than staying bored. And even when somebody buys from you, they buy it because they feel like it. So what now, once you understand this, you're gonna be willing to create an environment where you make the people who's buying from you to feel like doing business with you, to make them feel like placing an order in your store. So that's just a rabbit. So you need to embed this in your subconscious. People do things for their own reasons, not mine, not yours, for their reason only, for their own. So how do you get yourself to do the things that in your that are in your best interest? So how to get yourself to do the things that are in your best interest? I'm starting the business and stuff. How do you do that? To do that, you have to understand this, like, clearly. If the story you tell yourself feels right, the facts don't matter. That's the first thing you have to understand. And when I say fact, Here's what I mean. A fact could be a bad news, a money loss. You lost money in trading. You got fired at work. It could be anything. So the fact, but like the fact itself doesn't matter if the story you tell yourself around it is stronger. So when we observe a fact through our eyes or our ears, we immediately put a frame around it. And you might forget everything about the video, but remember this: frame creates focus. Why? Because when we put a frame around a picture, so what we do the people who want to watch the picture to focus on the picture. So frames create focus. And the second thing you have to understand is that the frame you put around the fact always has two sides, positive and negative. Why? Because everything has two sides. Like there's no such thing as a one-sided thing. You cannot show me a credit card with one side only. You cannot show me a coin with one side only. You cannot show me a piece of bread with one side only. So everything is bipolar. There's a negative side and there's a positive side at the same time. Now, when you put a frame around that fact, it creates a belief in your head, either in a form of faith or doubt. And I know that now you're asking, what does faith have to do with this? Hold on. I'm going to explain. So faith and doubt are both beliefs. Faith and doubt are both beliefs. Faith is a belief you have into an outcome that you desire. You buy a car and you expect the car to work. That is faith. And doubt is the belief you have in the outcome that you don't desire, right? So the doubt itself is not the absence of belief. It's just in the wrong direction. So when I build faith by focus on the positive side, it makes me happy. When I build doubt by focusing on the negative side, it makes me sad. The fact alone didn't make me happy, and the fact alone didn't make me sad. It's not the fact that you enter college that makes you happy. It's not the fact that you lost money in trading that makes you sad. It's the belief you and I create in our head that changes the game. And here's something mind-blowing about belief. It's a nomad. It's always moving from your head. It travels down to your heart and creates this thing called a feeling. All right? When you believe after telling yourself the story about the fact, it creates a feeling. And here's the core of it. That feeling is why we do everything. Like if you have a prospect inside of your e-commerce store, they are in the checkout page and they have a feeling that's a scam. No matter what they're not going to buy, because the feeling is why we do everything. Do you remember when I say when you go to the gym, you go because you feel like it? Then if you don't feel like it, guess what? You'll create an excuse not to go. From now on, you need to understand that you and I are motivated by our feelings. Our feelings can push us or pull us. If you believe in the result you desire, you create this feeling called excitement. If you believe in the opposite, you create this feeling called anxiety. And like, this is why I told you you do not have a procrastination problem. It's the feeling. The whole time when you say that you are going to start a business, like you start telling yourself, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't have money? Like, you are creating anxiety. And excitement, on the other hand, is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. It is the energy that you get when you expect the result you desire. So I don't know about y'all, but like, I remember back in my country, Haiti, when I was six, my parents bought me a PSP. Guess what I found before the holidays? The PSP. So I couldn't sleep. In class, I was bragging like I already had it in my backpack. And every night I was buzzing, heart racing, counting down days. That's what expectation does. It charges you with the energy that you can't even explain. But imagine if I flipped it. What if they changed their mind? What if they return it? That same excitement would have turned into anxiety. And instead of energy pushing me forward, it would have drained me. And you need to understand this clearly. The reason why people say no to your website or like no to your offer is because you created more anxiety in them than excitement. So you have to create more excitement than anxiety. Now, once you create excitement, you can't help it but take action now. All right? I couldn't help it but like not sleep. Right? And congratulations, you'll no longer procrastinate, never again. So it'll blow your mind. You'll be like, wait. Then that's too easy. Why? Because you'll start creating a new reality for your life. On the other hand, when you expect the outcome you don't want, you'll have a physical reaction in your body that looks like fear, but it ain't fear. I promise you. It looks like when you tell yourself, what if it doesn't work? What if the market crashes? People say that it's fear. It's not fear. How do I know? Because fear is vigilance over a real and current danger. So if it's not real and current, what you're feeling is not fear, it's anxiety. So, for example, we don't have places to hike where I am in Connecticut, but if you're hiking in the woods and see a beautiful, pretty long thing that looks like a snake, that smells like a snake, and that feels like a snake, I recommend you to turn around and run away. So in that case, that's a real and current danger, and fear makes sense. But if you plan to start a business and you start telling yourself, What if I don't make a sale? What if I run out of money? That's not fear, that's anxiety. You're telling yourself a made up story about the future. And then and you're going to notice that you don't feel like doing the thing anymore. And so you procrastinate. And you're going to realize that that's why people say worrying about something makes it happen. Worrying or anxiety or being anxious makes the negative thing happen. Why? Because like you're not only the time but the energy that you could have used to prevent the negative thing from happening. Therefore, it happens. So, anxiety is just wasted energy on a future outcome you don't want. Like, you are imagining a future outcome that you don't want. So, I recommend you to stop doing that. It's not getting you anywhere. So, now, having said all of this, let me give you a simple but powerful framework that you can use every time you want to do something. Instead of unconsciously, like consciously or unconsciously saying, what if it doesn't work? What if it goes wrong? What if I don't make a sale? What if I lose all the money? What if? Ask yourself, what will it look like when it works? Where will I be when it works? Well, who who will I be with when it works? And what's gonna happen is that you'll start painting a mental picture in your mind, and therefore you're going to create a lot of excitement, and you won't be able to help it but do the thing now, right now. I promise you, it works every time. Try it. So that's when you can't help it but do the work. So now you understand. And when I told you that procrastination was not the problem, anxiety was. Anxiety is the problem. Exactly. So now you're starting to understand. To finish, I'll say this: the task itself is neutral. What matters is the story that you tell yourself about it. If your story builds doubt, you feel anxious. Stop and procrastinate. But if your story builds faith, you feel excited and take action now. So choose faith every time. Bye for now. Subscribe and share with a friend. And thank you for the patience.